Hey everybody, this is Matt from End Sickness. Today I'm going to be talking about something that's really important to understand. It's called the germ theory versus the cell danger response. This is explaining the concepts behind traditional medicine, holistic medicine, and the new age approach to be able to heal. So number one, I'm going to be talking about my chronic illness, what I learned over the course of time, and how specifically how I believed so much in the germ theory for so long and how it left me hanging, and how approaching the cell danger response concept and utilizing that helped me heal. I'll talk about how immune modulation was the absolute key to everything, how your immune system is the priority. It's not about these pathogens, these chasing ghosts, etc. We'll talk about the germ theory today, how it's applied in traditional medicine and holistic medicine to a fault, how it limits our ability to help people who have chronic illnesses. Also talk about how you could indirectly eliminate pathogens without even taking things that kill them, by stimulating your immune response, by doing other things, etc. Now we'll talk about how inflammation is what drives symptoms. And inflammation is caused by your own immune system. It's not caused by pathogens, it's caused by your immune system's response to things that pathogens produce, right? So we're going to identify the triggers instead. We'll talk about that, how that's the most important part, because if we are still being triggered by our immune system, by what we're eating, what we're inhaling, what we're thinking, what we're experiencing, then it's going to be hard to eliminate pathogens anyways. All right, and then we'll talk about the new versus the old paradigm and discuss how you need to go ahead and buy into this new paradigm to be able to heal. Before I go into this in the video, I want to state I am not a medical professional. This is for informational and educational purposes only. This is based on my personal experiences, and this should not be used for your own personal healing, just for education. Okay, thank you. So, my chronic illness, what I went through for 15 years was extremely devastating. I lost 70, 80 pounds. I was, thought it was all caused by a parasite, and thought it was all basically infection related. I was 6, 7, 8 years before I was able to start making some progress. It was absolutely horrific. I had rashes all over my body. I mean, read more about my story online. You'll see the before and after pictures on my website. But the point I'm getting to is that for 7 years, I thought it was caused by infections. So I tried to target Candida, then I tried to target these bacterial infections, then I tried to target parasites, all these antimicrobials, and it left me even sicker in the end, And eventually I realized by healing over time that once I started to prioritize my immune system and everything and how everything I did affected my immune system, then at that point in time I started to heal. And that's when I learned about the mast cells, when I learned about the regulatory T cells and how they affect all your symptoms, how all your symptoms are generated by your own immune system. And I'll talk more about that later in the video. So immune modulation was the key to my healing. It was getting my immune system to calm down, remove the things in the diet, the environment, in my stress in my life, less supplements, plant-derived supplements that weren't synthetic, starting to be able to focus on taking only supplements that calm the immune system down in studies, The germ theory today is used by traditional medicine. All the, they believe that these things are either caused by some chronic disease, some word that they've created to group symptoms, which obviously can't be the cause because it was a word that someone created, right, to group symptoms. Or they believe it's caused by something that antibiotics are going to fix, right? And obviously we know what damage that can cause. We know that there's benefit to these things in acute situations. I don't want to completely demonize traditional medicine by any means, because there's been a lot of times it's helped me and helped others, obviously. But the problem is when we're basically relying on this, germ theory concept, we can't get much further. Now, holistic medicine is even worse, quite frankly. I believe in holistic medicine. I'm all about holistic medicine, but most of these doctors believe everything's caused by infection. And so they give you all these antimicrobials. They completely disregard the mast cells in the immune modulation concept, and then they make people sicker and sicker, and then they cause, quite frankly, more damage a lot of the time. Sometimes they help people, of course, but a lot of the times they don't. If they did, I probably wouldn't have a business, right? I'm only get called when people have failed 50 times elsewhere. That's when they call me, right? So indirectly eliminating pathogens. This is a concept that people don't understand. You can have pathogens and get rid of them without taking antimicrobials, without taking things that directly kill them. What you can do is actually stimulate the immune response, stimulate certain natural killer cells, other things, other types of immune cells that actually get rid of these things on their own. You could also block the ability for these things to grow. You can start blocking something called, oh man, I forget what it's called. blocking their ability to communicate with one another, and it's quorum sensing, blocking their quorum sensing, taking quorum sensing inhibitors. These things block the communication between bacteria, things like that, etc. So there are ways to actually get rid of pathogens without killing them directly. You can build up the good bacteria and they could suppress the bad guys. You could block the communication of the bad guys, and then you could also just stimulate the immune system, and then the immune system gets rid of it on its own. That's important. So inflammation is the cause of all your symptoms. Inflammation is caused by your own immune system. It's not caused by pathogens. The inflammation, if it was caused by pathogens and their byproducts, it would be caused by your immune system's reaction to the byproducts, okay? And their reaction to the byproducts will be determined upon their level of reactivity at the time, that mast cell or that immune population. So you have to remember that all your symptoms are caused by your own immune system, not by some pathogen, okay? So identify the triggers instead of chasing pathogens. Look at all the things in your diet. Are you eating wheat, gluten, nuts, seeds, processed food, too much meat, eggs? You're eating all these things in most of your diet and wondering why you're not feeling better. And you're saying, I got pathogens, I gotta kill SIBO, I gotta kill parasites. No, you have to get rid of the things that you're not digesting, that are irritating your immune system. Then you gotta think about mold, mycotoxins. This is a big problem with most people who have chronic illnesses. And you gotta look at the mold concept. Then you gotta look at the brain retraining, you know, the stress, the emotional aspect of this. If you don't, you could chase pathogens all day, keep getting pills, going after the next one, but you're gonna be going in a giant circle until you really look at what is within your control and start working on that there. And then once you get yourself calm, your immune system calm, then you can start talking about different ways to stimulate the immune system, get rid of these things. So new age versus old age. New age is basically what I'm talking about. It's using the immune system to naturally get rid of it, stimulating the innate healing of the body to heal itself, not trying to play doctor or God, you know, trying to just let the body do it on its own and nudge it in the right direction. Old age is believing that we have a better solution than the body itself, believing that we could come up with a better medication than the body or God or nature could itself. This is all based upon profit, upon the idea that we're trying to make money off these things. It's ridiculous. Let the body heal itself. Nudge the body in the right direction. Let it do it on its own. If you guys like this video, please subscribe. I'm going to be putting tons more out, hundreds more videos out here in nature, teaching you how to heal yourself without all the BS that you're learning everywhere else. So thanks for watching, everybody.